Aegis of Civil Engineering Division Board, IEI, and jointly with Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala, and Department of Civil Engineering, Tripura Institute of Technology, coordinated by Civil Engineering Division, including the Environmental, Architectural, and Agricultural Engineering, IEI Tripura State Center. We are delighted by the august presence of gathering in physical mood and both in online mood. In today's program, we are having the presence of various dignitaries, including speakers. May I take the privilege to have the mention of our dignitaries on today's one-day seminar on quality control in civil engineering and construction. We are having Engineer Chinmoy Debnath, Chairman, IEI Tripura State Center, Dr. Rajiv Shaha, Co-Chairman, Civil Engineering Division, IEI Tripura State Center, Chairman Kate, Dr. G. Ranganathan, having the Engineer Pankaj Sutradhar, Organizing Secretary, Engineer M. Nagaraj, Chairman, Civil Engineering Division Board, IEI, Dr. Hemanto Thakre, President, IEI, Engineer Narendra Singh, Immediate Past President, IEI, Special Guest, Dr. Shima Ghosh, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala, Chief Guest, Engineer Deepak Chandra Das, FIE, Engineer-in-Chief, Public Works Department, Government of Tripura, CH Santosh Kumar, Managing Director, SK Sharma Engineering Consultant Private Limited, Dr. Indresh Kumar Pataria, Director, Projects and Chief Quality Coordinator, National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency, Professor Sriman Kumar Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor, Shiv Nadar University, Chennai, and Professor and former Head, Department of Civil Engineering, IIT Kharagpur. Engineer Ranjit Kumar Mujumdar, former Director, Urban Development Department, Tripura, and Joint Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, PMGSY Tripura. The moderator of the program, Engineer Shushanto Dotto, former Deputy Secretary, PWD, Government of Tripura. Dr. Shubhadeep Bhattacharya, Honorary Secretary, IEI Tripura State Center, and Engineer Abhijit Bhattacharya, Assistant Engineer, PWD, Government of Tripura, as the program coordinator. May I request our dignitaries to make their presence on dais, please. Thank you all. May we take the privilege to receive our dignitaries on dais by presenting a memento. May I request Engineer Chinmoy Debnath, Chairman, IEI Tripura State Center, to present memento to all our dignitaries on dais. Thank you, Engineer Chinmoy Debnath, Chairman, IEI Tripura State Center. May I now request Engineer Chinmoy Debnath to present the welcome address.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Respected the immediate past president of the Institution of Engineers India, Engineer Narendra Singh, the Chairman Kate IEI, Dr. G. Ranganath, the Chairman Civil Engineering Division Board, IEI, Engineer M. Nagaraj, the special guest of today's one-day seminar on hybrid mode, Dr. Shima Ghosh, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala. The speaker on the topic, CH Santosh Kumar, Managing Director, SK Sharma Engineering Consultant Private Limited, Dr. Indresh Kumar Pataria, Director Projects and Chief Quality Coordinator, National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency, and Professor Sriman Kumar Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor, Shiv Nadar University, Chennai, Engineer Ranjit Kumar Majumdar, FIE, retired IAS, former Director, Urban Development Department, Tripura. The moderator of today's program, Engineer Shushantu Datta, the co-chairman of Civil Engineering Division, IEI Tripura State Center, Dr. Rajiv Saha, the Honorary Secretary of IEI Tripura State Center, Dr. Shubhodhi Bhattacharya, the past chairman, past honorary secretary, the corporate members, invitees, fellow delegates from various departments, and engineering students, and the participants who are participating in this program throughout the country through online. On behalf of the Institution of Engineers, India, Tripura State Center, I would like to take the privilege to welcome all of you in this one-day seminar on quality control in civil engineering construction, being organized by the Institution of Engineers, India, Tripura State Center under the aegis of Civil Engineering Division Board, IEI, jointly with Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala, and Department of Civil Engineering, Tripura Institute of Technology, as coordinated by Civil Engineering Division, including Environmental, Architectural, and Agricultural Engineering of IEI Tripura State Center. You will be glad to know that the Institution of Engineers, India, Tripura State Center have completed 31 years of journey since 1991, though it was established in 1989. But we got the recognition by the headquarters in 1991 and upgraded to Tripura State Center in 2008. So in this way, including this period of Agartala Local Center, we have completed 31 years of journey, and yesterday we have celebrated the 33rd Foundation Day. As per our decision, we framed this week-long program, including 5 technical program, followed by closing ceremony with recommendation. Today is the second day. This is one-day seminar of Civil Engineering Division. Tomorrow there is a general discussion, followed by evening cultural function and family get-together. On Monday, 4th, the one-day seminar of Electrical Engineering Division. 5th, Mechanical Engineering Division. 6th, Electronics Engineering Division. 7th, Chemical Engineering Division program, followed by validity session. So in this way, we are celebrating our 32nd Foundation Day through this 7 days program. And as we have completed our last year, that is 2021 and 22. So that was the first program of this calendar 2022-23 with the beginning of this Foundation Day program. In connection with this, today's Civil Engineering Division program, we have with us Engineer Narendra Singh, the immediate past president. I welcome Narendra Singh ji and convey our special thanks for accepting our invitation to be present online and to deliver valuable lecture from him. Our president, Dr. Hemant Thakre ji, had given consent to also grace the program and to deliver speech, but today morning only it has been communicated by him due to some other problem. He cannot manage time today, but we hope during this 7 days program in one seminar we may get his kind presence and we may hear from his through his deliberation. I welcome specially the chairman Kate, Dr. G. Ranganath, who is the key man to in regards to our technical activity of IEI. In fact, we had invited him for all the programs, and it was told that he may not get time for all the programs. He will be attending this mechanical division, but today I am really happy to see him in our program. I especially welcome him and hope the Tripura State Center will go ahead in the technical activity with his guidance in future too.
Thank you, Chairman.
Especially welcome Engineer M. Nagaraji, the Chairman Civil Engineering Division Board, who has given consent to organize this civil engineering one-day program by IEI Tripura State Center. And I hope that the Tripura State Center will organize in future also many activity, maybe including All India Seminar other of Civil Engineering Division with his clearance and also with his support. In our today's program, it is a hybrid mode in physical presence program. The Engineer Chief of PWD, who is also our fellow member, Engineer Deepak Chandra Das, is supposed to be present here as chief guest, but due to some important meeting in Secretariat, he couldn't come till now, but it is told by him that he will be joining with us during progress of the seminar. I am welcoming our special guest, Dr. Seema Ghosh, Head Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala. The total program is being coordinated by the Civil Engineering Division Committee of IEI Tripura State Center. I welcome Dr. Rajiv Shah, co-chairman of that division, our honorary secretary. I welcome all the senior members, invitees, the delegates of various departments as nominated by the department, and also the participant students. Today we are very much happy to get the consent from some renowned personality who will be presenting their paper, like C.H. Santosh Kumar Ji, Managing Director, S.K. Sharma Engineering Consultant Private Limited, on the topic importance of quality control in present day construction. Dr. Indesh Kumar Pataria, Director of Projects and Chief Quality Coordinator, National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency, on the topic quality control systems in PMGSY and achievement in quality. Also, Professor Shriman Kumar Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor, Shivnagar University, Chennai, and also Professor and former Head, Department of Civil Engineering, IIT Kharagpur, on the topic quality in construction, a must for sustainability. They will be presenting their paper through online, but in physically today in this hall, the presentation will be made by our engineer Ranjit Kumar Mojumdar, FIE, who is retired IAS, former Director, Urban Development Department, Tripura, and Joint Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, PMGSY, Tripura. As mentioned, that today we are organizing this program, one-day program on quality control in civil engineering construction. And for the construction of the civil engineering structure as a whole, quality control is very important, and it will be ensured if all the uncertainties are scientifically managed. This will have to start at the planning stage itself and should continue through the stages of design, detail engineering, procurement, construction, and lifelong maintenance. Such an elaborate compliance plan of managing uncertainties requires a quality management system which will have quality control as a subsystem. Quality management ensures that every component of the structure keeps performing throughout its lifespan. In fact, quality is a measure of the degree of excellence and is induced related to
Lost the connectivity. We cannot hear.
Tripura State Center is facing some network issue. They are trying to reconnect.
Acha, okay then.
Please bear with us, sir.
President. Hello. Namaskar. My elder brother. Bless me. Bless me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Telangana boss.
Namaste, sir. Namaste. Bada sahab. हमारा नरेंद्र साहब को नमस्कार.
नमस्कार sir. ఎవరు తింటున్నారే మాకు ఇవ్వకుండా న్యాయమా?
Sunflower seeds.
Already you are a sunflower. Why you want sunflower seeds?
I want to increase some more.
क्या बादाम खा रहे हो? ब्रह्मा रेड्डी जी. Taking almonds.
The problem in Tripura State Center, networking.
Sir, namaskar, sir.
వాళ్ళకి వినపడదండి.
వాళ్ళకి వినపట్ల.
చెవిటి వాళ్ళు
వాళ్ళది కూడా మనకి వినపట్లేదు. ప్రాబ్లం.
Engineer Sushanta Datta, can you hear me?
Aparna,
Yes, sir.
I think there is a problem in network in Tripura State Center.
Yes, sir. They are trying to reconnect. I have spoken to them. They are trying to reconnect, sir. Moderator has joined from his specific link.
Hmm.
So now they will start the program again.
Because I got at 4:50 another meeting, just I want to say hello to them.
Yes, right, sir.
Hmm.
He has connected. The moderator has connected already, sir.
Oh, good, good.
Engineer Shushanta Datta, can you please hear me? Tripura State Center is trying to establish their connection with the link of the moderator. But since they are facing some power cut, they are taking some time. So sir, kindly bear with us. Tripura State Center is trying to re-establish their link.
What is approximate time required, Aparna?
Sir, this webinar is of 3 hours duration. So first half an hour is for inaugural session.
It is networking problem or power problem there?
So actually they are using Wi-Fi. So since there is power cut, so network is disconnected.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Why my name it is appearing in my photo engineer Narendra Singh, immediate past president.
Your next maybe future.
His name also there, my name. I don't know. I have not touched it and is not getting also.
Sir, my name was previously appearing as Engineer Narendra Singh, but I got it corrected. You may request Aparna.
No. Our past president has a dual role.
No, the first I was appearing as Sri Narendra Singh.
Sir, I think both of you have received the joining link from our immediate past president. So this link basically customized link. This is curated for a specific person. So since you are using immediate past president's link, so its name is looking like this.
No, you don't give any general link.
Actually, this link came to us from Engineer C. Devnath.
Sir, we got from him only. We have entered that, but name is coming as Engineer Narendra Singh, the immediate past.
Aparna, please change it. साहब का नाम भी change कर दो. मेरा change कर दो.
Sir, take it casual. What is there?
No issue. What is no issue, but everywhere Narendra Singh is there.
He's a popular man, our past president. See how nicely he's dressed and he's like a sepoy.
I got a message. Now I got a message. Name is changed.
Hello. Brahma,
Yes,
you want to have photograph with me?
Photo is ours, name is yours, sir.
You are always attached with me. Always.
Thank you, sir. We are all your younger brothers.
So nice.
No. His younger brother is only me, not anyone else.
Nobody else allowed.
Even
Only Ranganath.
even before he entered council, I was his younger brother. Now you
Ask him now.
youngest brother.
Rangnath ji, we are your younger brothers. You are younger brother of Nan Singh ji. We are your younger brother.
Ranganath ji, youngest brother.
Both are my younger brother. Both are younger brother, but Brahma is attached prior to Ranganath.
Sir, here is the third one also.
Who is that?
Shivanand Rai.
Not
Shivanand
getting image.
Shivanand Rai.
Not okay.
I was the first to get your name in the list today.
No, can you ask? Actually, I had to go somewhere else. I asked them that for 15 or 4:20, I want to go out. So, can I join later? Up to what time it will continue?
It will be over at 5:30, 6 o'clock, sir.
Aparna Datta maybe asked. Aparna?
Yes, sir. Please tell me.
No, up to what time it will continue, the webinar?
Sir, as informed by the Tripura State Center, this webinar is of 3 hours. So from 3:30 to 6:30.
3:30
So,
to
sir,
6:30.
it will continue till 6:30.
6:30.
Yes, sir.
So just now I want to go somewhere else. I'll come within an hour. So I can join it again.
You can join, sir, up to 7 o'clock, I think.
Okay. Now I'm leaving.
Sir, just now I have received a call from Chairman Tripura State Center. He is requesting me to continue with the session. So I would request Engineer M. Nagraj, Chairman Division Civil Engineering Division Board, for his opening remarks. Sir, you are muted. Kindly unmute.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It is okay.
Nagraj.
Yeah. Engineer Narendra Singh ji, our immediate past president, II, Dr. Rangnath ji, Chairman Kote, C. Devnath, Chairman Tripura State Center, Dr. Subhadeep Bhattacharya, Honorary Secretary, and dignitaries on the dais, and fellow members of CVDB, committee members of Tripura, council members, and other dignitaries on and off the dais, dear participants. I consider it a great opportunity for all of us to be a part of one-day seminar on a very contemporary topic, quality control in civil engineering construction, being organized today by IEA Tripura Center in hybrid mode in association with the Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala, and Department of Civil Engineering Tripura Institute of Technology. At the outset, I just want to congratulate the Tripura Center for celebrating this program as a Founders Day. And they have a week-long program for 7 days, and this is the second day. And in the second day, they are conducting one seminar on quality control in civil engineering construction, which is very, very important subject in these days. Earlier, there was not much importance was given to the quality control aspect, but nowadays, when we are spending lakhs of rupees on construction projects, it has become very necessary to maintain the quality, which leads to a durable and economical constructions. So in this particular day, and our Tripura State Center have selected 3 panelists who are going to speak on importance of quality control in present day construction, then quality in construction, a must for a sustainability, quality control systems in PMGSY and achievements in quality. And recently the government of India has allocated 1.96 lakhs crores for the developmental of highways. And similarly, about 56,000 crores has been allotted to the housing. So that means to say several lakh crores are being spent on construction projects, and it is very much necessary for all our young engineers and also who are in service, who are in practice, need to understand what are the quality aspects and how to make the structure durable. So in this regard, there are 3 panelists who are experts in the field, and they will throw much more information to the participants, which we will also sit and hear, and so that we can also disseminate knowledge to others. So with this, I thank the All India, the Tripura State Center for arranging this program and giving me an opportunity. I hope today's deliberation on the topic by the eminent experts in the field will throw light on practical issues and policies related to it. I wish the program all success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind remarks. So now I would request Dr. G. Ranganath, Chairman Kate IEI, for his address. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Aparna. Hello, can you listen me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
But it's not displaying. That's what I want to hear. So the immediate past president of IEI, affectionately my elder brother, Thiru Narendra Singh ji, chairman of Tripura State Center, and good friend of me, engineer Chinmay Devnath ji, chairman of Civil Engineering Division Board, and retired PWD Superintendent Engineer, good friend of me, who is served as Honorary Secretary for Karnataka State Center, Engineer Nagaraj ji. Good friend of me in council, Telangana State Center Chairman, Engineer Brahmadhar Reddy ji. All other eminent speakers for this wonderful program. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor S.K. Bhattacharya ji. Other dignitaries on the dais, dear participants, good evening to all of you. I am so happy today to see Tripura State Center is taking a lot of strain and pain in celebrating the 32nd birthday of Tripura State Center by completing 31 years. All these years, though the state was functioning very well, but visibility to the outside Tripura or outside world for the engineering community was limited. Because of active and dynamic chairman of Tripura State Center, Chinmay Devnath ji, he has taken a lot of strain and pain, but discussing with his committee members and honorary secretary take into role of confidence. They've taken 1 week programs to conduct, that too in a hybrid mode, by bringing lot of eminent panelists. Sir, can you listen me? Aparna?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is clear.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Please
Okay.
continue.
So, in the similar occasion, I want to share with all of you, in the last year, one of the local centers from Tamil Nadu, called Madurai Local Center, when they want to celebrate the 40th years by completing 40th year of completion of the local center, they conducted the program. Of course, they made all the 15 local centers by then to join them to have some programs in every day from different divisions. But though Tripura Center is not having big number of local centers, but State Center is identified big number of speakers, and we can say galaxy of audience, being it is in hybrid mode. Even today, if we take nearly about 130 members are there in online, and nearly about 100 members in offline. So more than about 200 participants are there for this program. Means you can imagine how effectively they are bringing. Coming to this topic of today, as chairman of Civil Division Board, Engineer Nagaraj was telling, and he was highlighting how the union government is spending. Not only union government, how the state governments are spending, because of infrastructure facilities is required in the country. As we all should accept, we're still a developing country. We're not developed country category as in today. For any developing country, infrastructure facility is most important. That's why every government, either state government or union government, they are giving a big budget towards it. Now, investment for creation is different. Again, reinvestment for maintenance and is totally different. So unless otherwise you keep the quality properly, the reinvestment is going to take in bigger way. If you want to save money in reinvestment, spend money for creations of facilities. This quality is most important. And I believe today's speakers, because they are all eminent in their own field, even Tripura State Chief Engineer is available in the same domain. They are all going to throw a light on this particular issue, and they are going to have a lot of deliberations and discussions in this issue. And outcome of it is going to be a big recommendation to the concerned departments in the states. With this, by congratulating entire Tripura State Center committee members, Honorary Secretary, and good friend of me, Dr. Chinmay Devnath ji. I am so happy to wish all of you for your 32nd birthday. But at the same time, I am very happy to greet you. Entire this week program is going to have a big success and fruitful and beneficial in particularly for engineering community, and outcome of it you are going to give to concerned departments. And let me thank all the division board members of Civil Engineering Division Board who are going to be part and parcel of this program. And let me thank our Narendra Singh ji, who is going to be addressed to all of you with his vast and past experience, is going to inspire all of you. With this, by thanking Aparna, who is a coordinator for this wonderful program, again thanking Chinmay Devnath ji, let me take leave of you. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to inform that Tripura State Center has reconnected with us. So now I would request Tripura State Center to take over from this. Engineer Shushanto Dotto, can you hear me? Engineer Shushanto Dotto, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can listen to you, but are you getting me?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please continue,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, thank you. So actually, due to some problem with our sudden power cut, our this router connectivity got disconnected, and it had taken some time actually to get reconnected with our headquarters. Sorry for the inconvenience faced by all the guests and the speakers and also the other participants. Anyway, I'll be requesting Engineer Narendra Singh ji, who is our immediate past president of the Institution of Engineers India, to say a few words before this gathering. Engineer Narendra Singh ji.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can listen to you, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On the occasion of the 32nd Foundation Day celebrations of Tripura State Center, I congratulate all members attached with this center, executive committee, and other staff of this center. It is my privilege to welcome Deepak Chandra Das, chief guest of today's function, Hemant Thakre, President II, Engineer M. Nagaraj, Chairman Civil Division Board, Dr. Ranganath, Chairman Kate, Dr. Seema Ghosh, special guest, Sri Santosh Kumar, Managing Director, S.K. Sharma, Engineering Consultant, Private Limited, Indresh Kumar ji from PMGSY, S.K. Bhattacharya ji, Vice Chancellor, Shri Devnath ji, a dynamic chairman of Tripura State Center, Shri Sandeep Bhattacharya ji, Honorary Secretary of Tripura State Center, and other dignitaries, including Shri Brahma Reddy, my friend. I am closely associated with your center since long. In past, this center has conducted a large number of important events, national and international conferences on the various emerging topics. Sir Anand Mukherjee, an eminent engineer come entrepreneur who took over the first Indian president of this institution in the inaugural ceremony on 28 February 1921 in the hall of Asiatic Society of Bengal at Calcutta. He said that industrial progress of India is only possible through its engineers, supported by adequate financial powers. The newly formed institution will prove a powerful and effective organization to promote efficiency and training to the Indian engineers, without which unrivaled resources of India cannot be developed. Civil engineers play a vital role in development of a country. They are responsible for planning, designing, construction, and quality control of infrastructures and monuments. Engineers are always involved in solving problems of all kinds. Indeed, we must find the solution that support the economic growth by quality control and by viable technology. Engineers are essential for economic development as they are needed to support the growth and development of essential infrastructure such as roads, railways, bridges, dams, tunnels, wastewater management, water supply and sanitation, power project, digital networks in our country. Engineers are also essential to develop inclusive technologies and innovation that will benefit the people and the planet for greater prosperity and better quality of life. Leave no thing behind it, especially to ensure equal access to the technology in the rural area. The civil engineering profession is not new. I feel that engineering was started someday when the earth came in existence and the human civilization was developed on it. Every lively creature on the earth knows engineering in its own way. Whether it is a bird who makes nest for herself, for her kids, or other animals who makes caves for themselves. The engineering is everywhere. I can proudly say that इंजीनियरिंग एक व्यक्ति नहीं है, इंजीनियरिंग एक तपस्या, इंजीनियर एक त्याग नहीं, इंजीनियर एक समर्पण है, समर्पण. The theme of today is the quality control in civil engineering construction, which is very relevant topic in the present perspective. Quality factor is dimensionless parameter which describe how a underdamped oscillator is. The dimensionless parameter of oscillatory system expressing relationship between the energy restored and energy dissipated. The quality control is a part of quality management and ensures the product and services to comply with the requirement. It is a work method of facilitate the measurement on the quality characteristics of a unit, compresses and establishes the standards and analyzes the differences between the result obtained and the desired result. Technical specification define the type of the control that must be undertaken to ensure the construction work are carried out correctly. They include not only products and material, but also execution and completion of entire work. Quality assurance management as per ISO 9000-9001. The quality management construction project predicates that the faulty construction take place if the quality is not conformity to the specified standards and specifications. The quality control, quality assurance, quality improvement, quality standards are concepts that are embedded in the term of quality management by the construction agency. The quality plan is applicable to the material, work unit and services that have been chosen by the construction company in quality plan and drafted by for the construction work when the preventive strategy is needed to guarantee the construction quality. There might be also quality manual in compliance with ISO 9001 standard requirement. The construction company determines the need, prepare for execution of documents, work instructions and inspection regimes, process file, action plan, etc. The execution and control process depending on the complexity of the activity, the qualification of a personnel and the experience of the entire team. The control of construction activity needs verification, compliance of specification, validation of specific process, monitoring of activity, inspection or at lab and field test. With the units, material, services undergo to this and to be established. These activities can be defined through the inspection, testing plans, action plan, and where they applicable specific tests, such as, for example, you can have load test on the structure at fields. The quality management in the project execution by civil engineer must be build a safer society, and role of regulatory body must be in the construction environment. There are some important benefits to maintain a quality in the construction. I can narrate this one. The quality control reduces the cost of the material used in civil engineering work. Quality control ensures the logical usage of essentially available material after testing their properties. Quality control save the money of owner and decision makers. Quality control play important role in planning to turn to execute a smoothly project on the time and according to our budget. Quality control provide functional guarantee to the project before to start by certain test, check and inspection. Quality control provides safety of life, working people and reduces the risk management, increasing their skill. Quality control is value-added concept of a project. Quality increases the life and beauty of a structure. I am proud to say that Institution of Engineer has established 6 fora as its social obligation in the prime location of our country, while SQF, Safety and Quality Fora, was established, created in Delhi to create awareness among the society about the safety and quality to the stakeholders. II has also established NABL accredited material testing lab in various parts of our country. The quality assurance project is done there. I am proud to say that Uttarakhand State Center has also maintaining a material civil engineering testing laboratory in its campus. Today I am happy that several hundreds engineers from all over the country are present here to take the vote, dedicate themselves for the betterment of our country. My sincere thanks to the organizer. I wish the success celebration of this Foundation Day. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Jai.
Before allowing our guest, I have an announcement for Engineer Arpita Das. I think she is from Rotary Subdivision. Is she present here? Arpita Das. Yes. Okay. So now we are having kind presence of Dr. Shima Ghosh, who is Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala, who is present here as special guest. I request Dr. Shima Ghosh to kindly deliver his speech.
Very good afternoon to everybody. Respected chief guest of this program, respected engineer M. Nagaraja, Chairman, Civil Engineering Division, Board, Institute of Engineers, India. Respected Engineer G. Ranganath, Chairman, Institute of Engineers, India, respected engineer, Congress Organizing Secretary, respected Chairman, Chinmay Dhanna, Institute of Engineers, Tripura State Center, and respected Engineer Ranjit Kumar Mojumdar, former Director, Urban Development Department, Tripura, and Joint Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, PMDSY Tripura. Other dignitaries on dais and off dais, and our beloved students. Now, first of all, let me convey my sincere gratitude to the Institute of Engineers Organizing Committee, Tripura State Center, for giving me the opportunity to be there in the program Quality Control in Civil Engineering Construction, one-day seminar on that particular program. Now, if we ensure the quality, that means we have to ensure the quality starting from the manufacturing and procurement of material during construction and after construction. That means we have to control the quality, we have to manage the quality, then only we can ensure the quality and its serviceability throughout its life. Now, online sound on the basis of my little research experience, what I want to highlight the point regarding the use of our IS code. As a civil engineer, we can say that the IS code is the Bible of our civil engineering, any construction, and we have to follow that. Now, what I am using the IS code for the analysis of retaining wall, it is seen that the research work, which is published during the year 2003, is incorporated in the IS code, which is published in the year 2014, and till date it is in use. And maybe in the next 10 to 15 years it will be in use. There are often lots of advancement in the work, in the technology, in the analysis procedure. So just my viewpoint is that whether simply we will follow the IS code or we will go to the advancement of the work. Even if we go the advanced work, we will take this challenge that we should not follow the IS code. We have to go through this research work, we have to follow this work. This is only for one retaining wall, I am telling. There is another work if we consider the foundation, analysis of foundation. The work which is done in the year 1998 is incorporated in our IS code, and till date it is in use. And on that particular topic also lots of advancement are there in the work. So again, it is just my question in my mind that whether we will follow the IS code or we will go for the advanced technology which is available in our research work. And we know that we are staying in zone 5, earthquake zone 5, which is worst earthquake zone. And IS code suggested for that particular zone, the acceleration, peak ground acceleration as 0.36 G. Now, recent days, I have done little bit of work on that particular this peak ground acceleration determination on Tripura only, not for whole northeastern zone. And it is saying that in Tripura itself, the peak ground acceleration varies from 0.1 G to 0.49 G. So which one we'll consider in our analysis, whether we'll take directly 0.1 G for that particular zone, that means for that location where we have determined, or for whole Tripura 0.36 G, which is suggested in our IS code. Even if we take say 0.36 G, and taking this 0.36 G when we are determining the amplitude of vibration of the ground, and then on the basis of our structure, we will get another amplitude of vibration. Obviously, if the amplitude of vibration of the structure, if it matches with the amplitude of vibration of the ground, then there will be resonance, and no way will allow this resonance should occur. So which this peak ground acceleration value we will consider. So this is just my viewpoint on the basis of my little research work. Now, as a practice engineer, I think you people can say better, and sir, our senior sirs are there. They can also take into this account that which one we have to take into account. So I am not extending my words. Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you once again.
Thank you, madam, for giving the speech, and also particularly with the reference to the codes and to the requirements of the latest technology or the latest findings on the basis of the research work that particularly you have done, and with special reference to the earthquake zone where we are fallen in the zone 5, particularly entire northeastern region. Thanks again for your nice deliberation, giving that emphasis on the topic. So our scheduled speech was by Engineer Deepak Chandra Das, our engineer-in-chief, who was supposed to deliver his speech as chief guest, but I think he will join us later, and because suddenly he has become busy with one government meeting. So next hour, the formal presentation of the papers will be started by the first presentation by C.H. Santosh Kumar Ji, Managing Director, S.K. Sharma Engineering Consultants Private Limited, who has selected the topic on importance of quality control in present construction. So before allowing C.H. Santosh Kumar Ji, just I would like to confirm whether you were getting us.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
So, okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So the time allowed for the presentation is 20 minutes. So I think just you will keep it definitely in consideration. And we are here actually a large number of participants here in the Tripura State Center, our seminar hall. And above that, we are finding a good number of participants are already connected in the online. So over to C.H. Santosh Kumar Ji, who is Managing Director of S.K. Sharma Engineering Consultant Private Limited, to present his paper on the topic, Importance of Quality Control in Present-day Constructions.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much. And before I start the presentation, I just wanted to confirm whether you're able to see in my screen.
Yes, yes.
Are you able to see my screen, sir? Yeah.
Make it screen mode, please.
Yeah. Now?
Perfect. Please continue.
So before I start my presentation, I would like to thank Chairman IEI Tripura State Center, Chinmay Devnath sir, and Ranjit sir for giving me the opportunity to share my experience related to quality control. So before I start, I would like to say that, I am in this line since 15 years, completely into the quality control of various civil engineering structures. So today's topic will be importance of quality control in present day constructions. And see, the structures can stand with good quality construction, even though there is marginal deficiency in the design. Whereas good design cannot prevent failure of structures if construction quality is poor. So tall buildings are the most dominating symbol of the cities and are human-made marvel that defines gravity by reaching to the clouds. Hyderabad is the 4th tallest city in India, and construction of high-rise buildings has become a common practice. Importance of quality control in construction plays a vital role in sustainability of these structures. So if you look into the formwork and the construction techniques which we were adopting since long time, we were using wooden formwork, RCC framed construction, Maiwan formwork is into picture, and also precast technology is into picture nowadays. You can see here the wooden formwork and high-rise buildings being constructed using Maiwan shuttering. These are, skyscrapers which are constructed using box type constructions, we call using aluminum formworks. And you can see here another photograph where precast structures are coming up in Hyderabad. So coming to the Maiwan system, this system is basically invented by a European construction company, and later it was manufactured by Maiwan Company Limited from Malaysia. And there are very useful cases. I can say it suits in construction of mass housing, typical floor constructions, fast construction where construction is required on a faster basis, and the number of repetitions also are high. You can use the same formwork for more than 200 or 250 repetitions based on the usage. And it has a very good quality columnless structure and high suitable for load bearing structure with shear wall technology. In this we pour self compacting concrete, which is the order of the day. And it's a very simple formwork assembly with pin and wedge system as shown in the photograph, and it can be easily erected. The sequence of erecting and striking the wall mounted on working platform you can see here, and also the striking of the platform, and also positioning of the formwork. And then you can see the removal of the kicker, and then coming to the concrete. So the formwork, keeping formwork aside, the concrete is a major material or the important material which has to be focused. So concrete is the most important material, and it's the most economical. I can say it is the most economical because if you consider 1 liter of packaged drinking water, it is around 20 rupees. So 1 cubic meter of packaged drinking water will cost you around 20,000 rupees. Whereas 1 cubic meter of concrete will cost around 4,000 to 10,000 rupees, depending upon the area where we get the concrete. So in that sense, I can say concrete is the most economical man-made construction material. And by volume, if you look into it, it is the largest manufactured product. And probably concrete is the most consumed material after water. The word concrete is derived from the Latin word concretus. That means together to grow. Now, development in the field of concrete technology have been phenomenal in the last decade. Several radical changes have also occurred in this field, like self-compacting concrete, fiber reinforced concrete, high performance concrete, high strength concrete. Even in Hyderabad, M100 grade is commercially used in projects. Fair-faced concrete and mass concrete, shrinkage compensating concrete, nano concrete have all revolutionized the concrete industry. Production and quality control play a vital role in their performance. Now, coming to a brief introduction about the self-compacting concrete, we have few tests. Now, SCC is a flowing concrete mixture that is able to consolidate under its own weight. It is highly fluidic nature of SCC makes it suitable for placing in difficult conditions and in sections with congested reinforcement. Now, when we talk about self-compacting concrete, the most important parameter which has to be addressed is the rheology. Rheology is a science of deformation and flow of matter, and the emphasis on flow means that is concerned with the relationship between stress, strain, rate of strain, and time. And coming to the evolution of concrete, earlier normal placing of concrete was done. Later, pumping of concrete, now high slump concrete, and also flowing concrete is into the picture. So fresh concrete, self-compacting concrete requires 3 parameters. One is filling ability, second is stability, and third is the passing ability. Now, flowability is measured in terms of 3 flows, SF1, SF2, and SF3. Slump flow 1 is 550 to 650 mm flow, SF2 is 660 to 750 mm flow, and SF3 is 760 mm to 850 mm flow. And viscosity is tested using V-funnel test, and passing ability is tested using L-box test, and also segregation resistance also will be tested using sieving of fresh concrete. You can see self-compacting concrete, the main important parameter or the material, raw material will be the aggregates. You need to have a VSI crushed aggregates. That means regular aggregates will not serve the purpose of self-compacting concrete, and your concrete will not look cohesive. So rounded aggregates, I can say aggregates from sophisticated crushers which has vertical shaft impact, and these kind of aggregates are suitable for manufacturing of self-compacting concrete. And when it comes to the question of river sand or crushed sand, preferable is crushed sand, because the amount of fines present in it creates a good cohesive nature in the concrete. And coming to the flow test, this is how the perfectly designed self-compacting concrete should look like. And how do we check the flow? Just we'll have a video of the flow test. So the flow should be uniform, and this is how it is tested in a laboratory. When it comes to the site, see, this is how the concrete is poured in a high-rise building. This video is from a 40-story building in Hyderabad. You can see the self-compacting concrete flowing into the Maiwan formwork. No need of vibrator, no need of any hammering also, only malleting on the formwork in the side walls is sufficient, and it gives a very good look. And one thing I want to address is here, in this kind of Maiwan shuttering, if the formwork is not properly packed, there are some issues like leakages. You can see here. As such, it is a flowing concrete. If you don't properly have the formwork constructed, then you can face this kind of problems. So your concrete is down. And one more problem associated with self-compacting concrete is shrinkage cracks. Now in Hyderabad, most of the projects, shrinkage cracks are there, and all this, all of the projects, I can say, they have accepted the shrinkage cracks. Now the problems which causes the shrinkage cracks is wind velocity. If the wind velocity is exceeding more than 5 kmph, then you will have a chance of getting cracks. And also the atmospheric temperature and the concrete temperature also plays a vital role. Humidity and also excess fines in concrete. Because of that, people are using this chiller unit to reduce the temperature of fresh concrete. This chiller plant will reduce the temperature of the water. In turn, the fresh concrete temperature is reduced. And also you can see here in a 50-floored precast structure, they are using M45 grade concrete. The concrete quantity is around 11,600 cubic meters, in which people are now using only 40% cement and 60% slag to reduce the heat of hydration and to reduce the temperature inside the concrete. This is how the raft look like, and the temperature monitoring is also considered, because the core concrete temperature should not exceed more than 70 degrees as per IS 16700. You can see here, this is IS 16700 criteria for structural safety of tall concrete buildings. In that, we need to perform the quality control or durability test like permeability, water permeability test, RCPT, rapid chloride and penetrant test on concrete, modulus of elasticity. Sir, 5000 root FCK is not considered. Nowadays, you have to get the test done on modulus of elasticity, drying shrinkage test, flexural strength, split tensile strength, crushing strain. These all tests have to be mandatory when you are doing a high-rise buildings. And this is how the water permeability test apparatus looks like. And this is the initial surface absorption test. And this is the RCPT test apparatus setup. And you can see the cylindrical specimens are 100 mm diameter and 50 mm thick specimens, on which we pass the current and we measure the charge passed in terms of coulombs. And this is the photograph of the modulus of elasticity test on concrete cylinders. And this is the crushing strain measurement on a cylinder. And coming to the new concrete, one concrete we have designed in M42, which is used in US Consulate Hyderabad, which is a fair-faced concrete for FEBR walls. FEBR means forced entry ballistic resistant. We're using 10 ingredients. You can see here we have used white cement, gray cement, titanium dioxide, aggregates, and also admixtures for waterproofing, and one for corrosion inhibitor and one for workability. So nowadays concrete is made of 10 ingredients. It's not 4 ingredients. We are using around 10 ingredients. When you are using this many of raw material in your concrete, the quality control has to be very perfect. You can see here, this is how the fair face concrete looks like. You can see here, this is how these are the photographs of the fair face concrete. That means you are not doing any plastering or painting on the concrete. It is a naked concrete. Only some silaxine coating will be done for weatherproof protection for the concrete. And in these speedy construction days, if the concrete is not handled properly, there are 2 case studies which I can show you. See, 9th floor concrete was happening, and this is a photograph of the concrete column in the 1st floor. Immediately there was a deformation. The problem in this was, when you start the concreting in a day, the pipe has to be lubricated. When the pipe has to be lubricated, people pass cement slurry. That cement slurry, it has to be thrown away from the structural member. But instead of that, it was placed in the column portion. You can see here on the top side, there's completely cement slurry, which led to a 20 mm bar getting buckled. It's a very rare case where 20 mm bar gets buckled. But we have done some supporting measures, and we have done the encasement, and also we have given the protection in terms of micro concrete. Another case study, it's a flat slab structure where the disposition of the rebars at site looks in this fashion. The problem here was sequence of concreting. The concreting has to be done in a single go, whereas here they have done in a three layers, which led to a cold joint in the slab portion and will lead to collapse of the slab. Now, because of this speedy construction in our day-to-day in the construction industry, need for site testing has come into picture. Now, what does this site test indicates is the magnitude of defect, extent of distress, quality of work, and conformity to standards and conformity to specification. There are some non-destructive tests which are to be adopted irrespective of how we are constructing, whether it's a good structure or it's a problematic structure. Please go for a non-destructive test, because based on single cube set, you cannot define the quality of the entire structure. So you can conduct rebound hammer test, ultrasonic pulse velocity test, cover meter test, and also the half cell potential measurement test and carbonation test. So these are all newly published standards. If you can see, ultrasonic pulse velocity test, earlier it was IS 13311 part 1, which was published in 1992, but in 2018 it is being converted into IS 516 part 5 section 1 2018. So all our Indian standards are keep on changing. You can see the rebound hammer test is also revised or republished in 2020. So cover meter study, carbonation test, these are all published in 2021. This is how the rebound hammer test is done. It can be done in many directions, and you can apply the suitable correction factors. This is a photograph of ultrasonic pulse velocity test, and this is the estimation of the cover of concrete, and also the estimation of the diameter of the bar can be identified using this profometer. And this is coming to the damage stages. There are many damage stages. You can see formation of the white patches is the first distress which you observe on a structure, and then it turns into white and brown patches. And third damage distress, I can say, is the development of hairline cracks. Now, cracks are clear indication of the problem. Distinct role of maintenance engineer come into picture. And if the cracks are not addressed, then the cracks gets multiplied, and entry of oxygen and water will be into the picture. And then stage 5 is spalling of cover concrete, and due to the increase in the volume, enormous bursting pressure is induced, and then snapping of ties, stirrups, and distribution bars, and then bulging and cracking of concrete. This is the final stage. Now, how much time does it take to happen all these things? Stage 1 to stage 2, 2 to 3 years. Stage 3, 3 years. Stage 4 and 5 takes 3 to 5 years. Stage 6, 6 to 7 years. Stage 7, 8 to 10 years. And stage 1 and 2 in coastal areas takes minimum in a 6 months, and in chemical plants also. So what I mean to say is, in India, almost I can say 40% of the reinforcing steel which is produced every year is used to replace the corroded material. So when you construct in the first go, you construct properly with a durable concrete, you have a proper answer. Can't it be restored? These structures which are old, can't it be restored? This is similar to cancer. If it is detected at early stages, it can be arrested or irreversible. Prescription is insulate it from oxygen and moisture effectively. It stops. Dense concrete is sure answer. Now, good practices while dealing with concrete: do not let the concrete dry. Dry concrete is equal to dead concrete. All reaction stops, because I can say here, curing has been forgotten in our construction industry. People are curing just for namesake for 2 to 3 days. It is not sufficient, sir. IS 456 also says when you are using fly ash and GGBS, minimum curing period shall be 14 days. Please ensure that. Cannot revitalize concrete after it dries. Keep temperature at moderate level. Concrete with supplementary cementitious material requires continuous and good consistently quality curing, and always use aggregates which conform to the requirements of IS 383, and always prefer way batching of concrete making. And durable concrete, it can be applied anywhere. Every construction segment or any project requires a durable concrete. So Concluding remarks, in order to prevent deterioration of structures within a short span of its life, it is essential to use good quality materials free from contamination. It is possible to ensure good quality construction by conducting appropriate field tests like non-destructive test and also laboratory test on construction materials. So thank you very much. As the time is very much limited, I think I'm on time, and any few queries, I'm open, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very quick presentation. I think even that was beyond my expectation also, that you will go so fast. Even you completed, I think, 1 minute before your time.
That is for question and answer, sir. I have
sir, that we have made, we have kept a time slot actually once all the presentations are over.
Yeah, okay.
So please keep on be in touch. That means get connected with us. At the end of all the presentations, we have a scheduled time, and I think there will be some interaction with you.
Sure.
So our next presentation will be by Dr. Indresh Kumar Patiria, sir. I think he's available. And am I audible to you, sir? Dr. I.K. Patiria, Director Projects and Chief Quality Coordinator from National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency.
Good afternoon. You are very much audible.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So I request you, sir, actually for presentation of your paper on the topic. I think you have selected quality control system in PMGSY and achievements in quality. For your kind information, since we are having some participants in our seminar hall, the Chief Engineer, Public Works Department in the PMGSY wing was requested to nominate, and he has already nominated a good number of senior engineers to attend this particular seminar. And I think your deliberation will not only give some input to them, but will definitely give some or share your experiences, particularly with the PMGSY works, to maintain the quality control system, or at the best, the quality control management. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Let me just share the screen. Is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible. Please make it full screen mode.
Yes, yes. Is it okay now?
Yes, perfect. Please continue.
Okay. So a very good afternoon to all of you. After having this first presentation on quality in concrete and seeing so many visuals on high-rise structures, I do not know what is the overall audience and how the contents of this particular slot will be useful to the people sitting in this audience. I'll try to make out as to how we are working for achieving the quality in PMGSY. I think most of the people present in the audience are very much aware of this program, the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana being implemented by the states and funded by the government of India. All of you must be aware that till 2015, this program was a 100% centrally funded program from year 2000, and there onwards, in order to involve the states a little more, it has been converted to a sharing basis. So the program was started in the year 2000. All of you are aware, for providing connectivity to very small habitations of population sizes 500 and above in plain areas and 250 and above in special category states involving hill states, tribal and desert areas. There are two components of the program, the new connectivity and upgradation of the through routes. upgradation is being now taken up on large scale, but in the original PMGSY program, it was secondary, and the primary objective was to provide connectivity to the smaller habitations. As of now, I think people in the audience must be aware that the original program PMGSY is almost getting closed, which was started in 2000. We started another program in 2013. Then the Ministry of Home Affairs allocated one more program for implementation, that is a road connectivity program in left-wing extremism affected areas. And this is in some selected states. And then one more program, that is PMGSY 3, was launched in the year 2019. And these are the targets and achievements of all these four components of the PMGSY. PMGSY 1 and 2 are getting closed by September 2022. This is an extended timeline. And PMGSY 3 is targeted to be completed by the year 2025. Now, the journey of the quality in construction of rural roads. When we started the program in the year 2000, there were no specific guidelines, there were no specific documents available for quality control systems in the country, particularly for rural roads. We were following the same standards as that for the other category roads. In initial stages, there was no clarity. Legacy of works departments, we were working on the same style. We started learning by doing, and all our states from the traditional systems now switching over to quality control and moving towards the quality assurance. The overall goal is to achieve the total quality management. There is a problem in moving of these slides now. Yeah. So these are basically the three stages: quality control, quality assurance, and quality management. As I said that we started from learning of the quality control systems, moved to quality assurance with a planned and systematic working to eliminate non-conformities. We are still struggling with maximum removal of the non-conformities wherever they are observed. And the overall objective is to achieve the total quality management, which is a participative management approach centered on quality, aimed at long-term success through consumer satisfaction. So we are targeting for TQM, but as of now, struggling at quality assurance systems. These are some initiatives for quality management in PMGSY. As in the beginning, some of the speakers indicated that quality can be achieved through overall systems in place. So right from this stage of preparation of the detailed project reports for each and every individual road, even if it is half a kilometer or maybe 100 kilometer, for every project, there is a planning at the decentralized level, that is at the state level or maybe at the district level. From there, while the DPRs are being prepared in a very systematic manner, the systems have been set, they are being scrutinized through a particular process by the state technical agencies, principal technical agencies. We have now the standards and specifications brought out by Indian Roads Congress. Methodical project preparation and scrutiny systems are in place. Institutional arrangements have been made. Transparent procurement process through e-bidding. There is a 3-tier quality management mechanism, which I'll deliberate in detail. There is a defect liability, which has been clubbed with the routine maintenance. A 5-year routine maintenance contract is signed right at the time of allocation of the work. Valid operations and program monitoring systems. And there is a web-based online monitoring, management, and accounting system. These are the standards which have been brought out either through Indian Roads Congress for use in rural roads on the initiation of Ministry of Rural Development and National Rural Road Development Agency, which is now National Rural Development Infrastructure Agency. We are following all these systems to achieve the total quality management. Originally, we do not have the standards and specifications separately for rural roads. So the first one was brought out in 2004, which has been revised in 2014. The quality assurance handbooks have also been published, and these are the two quality assurance handbooks, 2 volumes of the quality assurance handbooks to be used in rural roads. The first one, quality management system and quality control requirements. The second one deals with equipments and test procedures. I'm happy to share with the audience that now these quality assurance handbooks are being used not only in PMGSY, but in other sector of rural road construction as well. These are available as soft copies on the website, pmgsy.nic.in, and free. These are the mandatory boards to be put in place when the work is started so that it can be identified that this is a PMGSY road. This is Citizen Information Board, and now a maintenance board has also been made mandatory. Now coming to the 3-tier quality control system, the first tier is at the program implementation unit level, that is the engineering wing, headed by the executive engineer level officer, and they control the process through mandatory tests on material and workmanship at the field laboratory. The second tier is a regular and structured independent quality monitoring system, which is governed or managed by the state level. And third tier is independent national quality monitors, independent system of national quality monitors, which is managed by the NRIDA. And the objective is that these people will provide guidance and monitoring of quality by senior independent professionals. So they are the retired officers of the state governments or the central governments. In-house quality control by head of PIU or executive engineer, mandatory quality control tests to be conducted as per standard bidding document and the quality assurance handbook, which has been prescribed. For every package, there is a field laboratory to be established by the contractor. This may not be a high-end kind of research laboratory kind of thing, but all the equipments which are required for carrying out the bare minimum mandatory tests as prescribed in the quality assurance handbook and the book of specifications, that is to be established at each and every for every package. No payment to the contractor can be made unless the quality control lab is established. And georeference photographs of field labs are uploaded by the implementation unit to be validated by the state quality coordinator to ensure that the lab with equipments is in place. This kind of field laboratories are to be established for every package with bare minimum equipments required for testing. All testing results are to be recorded in quality control registers, and for every work, there are 2 registers prescribed. Part 1, in which all tests are recorded, and this is issued to the contractor for every road work. Every contractor is supposed to employ 1 engineer, and he will be carrying out all supervision kind of work and carrying out all these tests. These registers are not expected to be taken away from the site in any situation. They are always supposed to be available at the site for inspection whenever a 2nd tier or 3rd tier monitor or the departmental officers visit the site. The second part of the register is a record of abstract of tests conducted and non-conformance report. So what is the overall number of tests conducted on every item or every material, and where the non-conformities have been observed, that is all recorded in part 2. That means it comes from the abstract comes from register part 1. Now I'll just show you a couple of visuals as to what kind of checks are being applied on rural roads and how the testing is being done. You can just have a look of these, some of the glimpses. You can see the tests being conducted, how the thicknesses and the camber and labels are being maintained. The implementation responsibility is with the state governments. State quality monitors are expected to visit every work, normally 3 times during its construction and completion, with an objective to help the executing agency in providing proper guidance. During the construction period, minimum 2 inspections, and third may be at the end, that is on completion. Guidelines for inspections under second tier. Of course, second tier is being managed by the state units, but all the guidelines for management of the second tier have been prescribed by NRIDA. How these second tier monitors are to be employed, how they are to be deputed, how they have to carry out the tests. All the items, every layer, every material, whatever is tested is recorded in QC registers by the contractors engineers and cross-verified by the departmental officers. A certain degree of tests or certain percentage of tests are to be conducted in presence of the departmental officers, and they have to vet it in the register. The tests conducted by the second tier monitors are uploaded directly on our website known as OMAS through mobile app, and it is mandatory for second tier and third tier quality monitors. A system of periodic performance evaluation of second tier monitors is in place. So wherever we find any kind of the deficiencies in carrying out the tests or improper reporting, through performance evaluation, the SQMs may be discontinued. Same is the process for the national quality monitors as well. You can see how systematically after taking out a pit of 50 by 50 centimeter, which is taken throughout the depth or throughout all the layers of the road, how systematically the material has been placed in order to analyze whether the requisite quantity of the materials is in place or not, whether the fine contents through volumetric analysis are up to the mark or as prescribed in the specifications. The method of checking the thickness of the thin bituminous layer, because these are the rural roads and only a thin layer of around 20 mm, that is in the form of premixed carpet, is being laid. So a systematic process of checking the thickness. You can see the quality of work. The photographs are self-explanatory. This is the pit which is excavated for taking out the material, for volumetric analysis, for verifying the thicknesses, and for observing the sample of bituminous material. These are some more photographs of checking at the site, tests being conducted, volumetric analysis through refilling of the pit being ensured, the second tier monitor verifying the geometrics of the road. The third tier national quality monitors, they are the senior engineers of the SE or chief engineer level from different organizations, and their assignments are issued by NRIDA between 1st to 5th of every month. They are going to different states and in different districts. Normally, each NQM is assigned 2 districts every month, and he will carry out the inspections for 4 days and will prepare the report and conduct meeting with the state officials on the 5th day. So in one visit, normally every NQM will be in a position to carry out inspections of around 10 to 12 roads from both the districts. These NQMs are selected by an independent committee. Their performance is evaluated at regular intervals, normally once every year. Guidelines of NQM inspections, they have been recently revamped and issued in 2019. NRIDA is doing close monitoring of the action taken reports submitted by the states on the inspections by the quality monitors. Every inspection report and the action taken report is uploaded onto our website. we are trying to even the senior officers who are employed as the national quality monitors or state quality monitors, regular orientation programs. We call it as orientation programs so that people should not feel that after so much of experience of 30 years, 40 years, why they are being asked for a training. So it is called as orientation program, where we explain them the systems and procedures in place. So for all the quality monitors, the orientation programs are mandatory, and these are carried out at a very regular interval. Just when they are inducted in the program, an orientation is done, and repeat programs are also mandatory for all the monitors. This is how the inspections or geometrics is being verified. There is a web-based online monitoring system, as I said, that OMAS, on which all the reports are to be uploaded. This is the website on which all these reports. The peculiarity of this website is that the entire data of PMGSY is in public domain. Only for the purpose of uploading of reports or approvals and generation of some specific reports, we need logins. Otherwise, each and everything, how many villages are connected, which of the villages are, the roads are under construction for connectivity, which roads are being upgraded, everything is in public domain. These are some more visuals from the site. This is one mobile application which we have kept in public domain from the perspective that in case there is anything wrong at any place, the citizens or public can make a complaint through this Meri Sadak app. So every citizen is free to download this app and can upload along with his comments on a particular road with geotagged photographs. The complaint goes straightway to the state quality coordinator headed at every state and is responsible for quality. It also goes to the district implementation unit, and a copy is also being marked to the chief quality coordinator sitting at Delhi. So that complaint, initial remarks or initially the complaint is to be addressed, whatever we want to convey within a period of 7 days to the complainant, and the action is expected to be taken within 2 months' time if it needs some substantial work to be conducted based on the complaint. I'm sorry, it has moved. We have taken some more steps for revamping the quality assurance system. Based on the experience gained in last 13 years, the inspection formats are now being converted to electronic format so that the data can be analyzed in a more systematic manner. The focus is now on first year and second year, because we realize that second year and third year are only for the purpose of guidance and support. The quality can be achieved only through tier 1. The state quality coordinators to be more proactive and have been made responsible for field verification before the ATRs are submitted on the NQM inspection reports. Analysis of reports of same work by different quality monitors is also being carried out to check whether there are any abnormal inspections. Multiple inspections on same roads are also being ensured. Procedure for verification of laboratory has been elaborated so that the photographs of all the equipments which are available and the establishment of laboratory is ensured. In case of concrete roads, payment is to be made only after verification of the concrete core strength after 28 days. This is something, yeah. So systematically, layer by layer, the inspections are to be carried out after its execution. The specifications have been detailed in the book of specifications, and it is mandatory to make this IRC publication as part of the contract so that it becomes a legal, the contract is a legal document, and all these specifications becomes mandatory for following in the field during execution. Now, where we have reached, these are the number of inspections of the national quality monitors, which are being conducted every year across the country. Now in current year as well, we could carry out around 9,000 inspections in spite of very difficult COVID situation. This is the second year inspection. You can just imagine that more than 55,000 inspections have been conducted. We have, as on date, around 150 quality monitors on roll at the NRIDA. They are empaneled with us. And there are around 1,300 plus state quality monitors empaneled with different state governments who are regularly going on inspections. This is one graph where we have just tried to showcase what is the percentage of satisfactory works completed category and ongoing category. You can see in completed category, we are getting almost 94% of the works graded as satisfactory after completion. So what happens to the remaining 6% works? If they are graded as unsatisfactory on completion for any particular layer or for any particular aspect, the state governments can take appropriate action even on completion, can remove the layer, can make up that particular deficiency and resubmit and approach the government of India once again, Ministry of Rural Development, for regrading of the work. If the defects are of a nature which cannot be corrected, the work is declared as non-rectifiable. If a work on completion is declared as non-rectifiable, the expenditure put on that particular work is to be reimbursed to Ministry of Rural Development in full. That is, Government of India will not remain partner in making payments, or whatever payments have been made to the contractor, the entire amount is to be borne by the concerned state government. In case of the ongoing works, you can see we are getting almost 96% of the works as satisfactory because the things are corrected before the work reaches completion. So that is why this percentage is little higher. The action is taken immediately after completion. This figure shows the achievement in terms of unsatisfactory grading. Actually, this is not an achievement. We are still struggling in couple of areas. Unsatisfactory grading in completed works. You can see green, that is the percentage is less than 4% as targeted. Yellow, the percentage is between 4 and 7.4. And red are the areas where we are finding a little more difficulty, still struggling, where the percentage is more than 7.4%. It has stuck. I'm just trying to move it once again. Yeah, this is in case of ongoing works. The same thing, when the percentage of satisfactory works is more than 95, that is unsatisfactory percentage is less than 5, it is green. 5 to 6.1, it is yellow, and more than 6.1, that is national average, it is shown as red. This is in case of maintenance works. This is an area where we are still struggling a lot because all the maintenance cost is to be borne by the state governments. And the states find it very difficult to fund for appropriate maintenance. We have now brought out a system known very recently, we can say in last year only. A system for maintenance has also been put in place through which each and every road, what is the expenditure put on that, is also being monitored now through the website. I'm just showing a couple of more visuals as to what kind of work is being carried out through quality systems in place. You can see the change in rural areas. You can notice the change improved access to the schools. And this is one bridge from one of the street. You can see the quality by a few visuals. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity in sharing the achievements and systems in place in PMGSY for achieving the quality. Thank you.
We cannot hear you, sir, from Tripura State Center. Kindly check your audio, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, but
any questions? When this audio was lost, is it now or somewhere in between? Because I couldn't get any
no,
feedback.
sir, you were audible throughout. No
Yeah.
issue in that.
Okay,
So,
thank
on
you.
behalf of Tripura State Center, I thank you, sir. Now I'm just trying to speak with Tripura State Center again, as we cannot hear them. So please bear with us.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, madam.
Dr. Pateria has completed his speech. So, so what to you, sir, to continue the session?
Okay. Thank you, madam. Actually, just I think it was unmuted, muted actually, so that we could not reach. Anyway, thanks to Dr. Pateria for his nice presentation. I think, sir, as you inquired, there have been, I think, few questions, so that can be attended once all the presentations are over. Now, I sincerely request Professor Shriman Kumar Bhattacharya, who is Vice Chancellor of Shiv Nadar University, Chennai, and who was professor and former head of the Department of Civil Engineering from IIT Kharagpur. So he will be having the topic on quality in construction, a must for sustainability.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I must thank the IEI Tripura State Center for inviting me to participate in this particular program, where we are discussing a very important topic, which is quality in construction. And in fact, two of my previous speakers who have expertise in the field, they have shown different aspects how to achieve the quality. Particularly, I'm really happy to see the presentation from Dr. Pateria about the PMGSY, where some of the aspects of the quality control assurances are being taken up. I wish to be a bit philosophical with my experience in academics, as well as having exposure to the different kinds of systems through the consulting mode and all. So I thought that this particular topic will be appropriate in this forum, which is quality in construction. I mean, to achieve quality in construction is absolutely a must for sustainability. Now, I have purposely brought a term which I call as sustainability, And I'm sure these days, each one of us is aware of this particular term. And anything that we talk about, we say that it has to be sustainable. Now, when we say this has to be sustainable, definitely we should know what really we mean by sustainability. And that's where I need to put your focus on. I'm sure that these particular figures, all of you have seen, it is available in the net and everywhere. We say that if you have to achieve sustainability, you'll have to ensure that you achieve three aspects. One is economical aspect, second is social relevance, and third is environmental compatibility. Now, when we talk in terms of construction activities, the civil engineering construction sector, these are absolutely applicable and acceptable for the system. If you create a system, it has to be economically viable. If it is not economically viable, naturally several questions will be raised. And when you say that it has to be economically viable, then several questions do come into picture. And it starts from the planning, from the designing, from the selection of materials, to construction, to execution, to completion, to maintenance. All these aspects are accounted for. And at each step, unless we are careful, unless we are conscious about the quality, achieving economical viability is difficult. So we need to pay our attention in each of these aspects. Secondly, it has to be socially relevant. What you create, should have an impact in the social environment. And, it should be such that it should not have negativity or some repulsion from the social point of view. So naturally, then it's not going to be sustainable. I can give you one example which we have seen in our construction practices. You must be aware of that in different parts of the metropolitan cities where we had the slum areas. Those slum areas we tried to convert into construction of different kinds of high-end buildings, structures, and thereby the slum people, the people who used to reside in those slum areas, they were rehabilitated in a place, which could be away from the area where they were staying. Now, the question is that you have created a good residential places for them. But the question is, the place where they were staying in the slum area, which was close to their marketplace, which was closer to their workplace, which was closer to their livelihood. Now, the place where you are trying to relocate them, rehabilitate them, those places may not have these kind of facilities. The workplace may be far off. You may not have, in the immediate vicinity, you may not have the facilities for the marketing. So as a result, what happens is that though the structure, the habitation that have been created for them are good, it may not be acceptable to them. So, there is a kind of a social repulsion from these people to accept this kind of. So naturally, that's not a sustainable system. So if you have to create system, you'll have to be very careful. You'll have to judge that whether you have the economical viability, whether you have the social relevance. And thirdly, it's very important that you need to look into the environmental aspects. The environmental compatibility has to be there. The structure that you create, it should be able to withstand not only all kinds of forces that are arising out of the environmental issues. It could be in terms of wind, it could be earthquake, it could be flood, anything you talk about, it should be able to withstand. Many times you create multi-storied buildings with materials, in the summer days, which becomes so hot that people cannot stay in those places. So naturally, it's not conducive for that particular kind of environment. So unless we encompass all these aspects together, we may not be able to achieve the sustainability in the system. And mind that, in achieving each of these aspects, we'll have to ensure quality at each and every step. When we say that quality in construction, always it gets directed to that the construction process, construction procedure has to be of good quality. Yes, that is one part of it. But mind that, when we try to execute a project, it has to be looked into in totality. You cannot take enormous time in planning and designing, and then you have a limited time for execution. And in a hurry, you need to come up with many aspects to be completed, wherein people falter, and as a result, you don't get quality. So quality means start from beginning and reach to the end and ensure quality at every step. And that's what is important. Another aspect when you talk about the sustainability, it means that not only you talk about economical, social, environmental aspects, but particularly in civil engineering sector, we use a large number of natural resources. We use coarse aggregates, we use fine aggregates, and it's very difficult these days to get quality fine aggregates, and which is becoming impossible task. So now the question is, how do I create a system so that natural resource depletion can be reduced to a large extent? Now, can we think of alternative materials which can be used? And that's where people are working on, come up with the materials, replace that the conventional natural resources, so that you can be sustainable, you can keep them for a longer period of time. But all these lead to what it means is that you create a system which is durable. When I'm saying that I want to make it sustainable, I want to stop depletion of natural resources, all this, it means that I need to create a system which is durable. Now, when I say durable, now what it amounts to, if I have to create a durable structural system, then what are the aspects on which I must put our focus on to? And that's what I want to just bring it out to you, that any construction activities that you take into account, whether you are talking about a building structure or a bridge structure, or if you are talking about a road structure, possibly the factors which we can group them can be summarized in these 4 categories. Number 1 is personnel. Today, civil engineering construction group employs a large number of personnel in different areas. And again, it starts from the planning, the designing, the execution, maintenance, and all these activities. Now, we have different kinds of people who are taking up these jobs in different areas. Now, how do we ensure the quality of these people? Because quality of these people also will matter to a large extent to get quality output. Now, I am very happy that Dr. Pateria said that, for PMGSY, you organize the training program for the people who are ensuring the quality aspects in the road system. But then the question is, the people who are executing the jobs, are they being trained? See, we have seen a construction sector where you have large group of illiterate people who do not know, who do not understand the implications of each and everything. We talk so many things within these 4 walls, but have we ever tried to understand that what these people know about it? Do they know what is the meaning of water cement ratio? You go and ask to a person, a labor who is mixing the concrete, is he aware of what is the meaning of water cement ratio? What happens if one bottle of water is given extra, what's going to happen to the concrete? He may not be aware of. Now the question is, how do we ensure the quality of these people so that the quality of output becomes better? What it means is that we need to have training program for each of these people. Can we introduce a kind of certification for this? See, today I see the persons who are working as a laborer at the site. After a year, that person becomes a mason. Now, how do we check that whether that person has the capability of becoming mason or not? And who checks it? The question is that we do not have any control whatsoever on this personnel, and we cannot get the quality output that we are trying to look forward. We are saying that we need this, we need to do this, but then how that's being done, possibly we need to put our attention to. So the personnel are to be attended to. We'll have to enhance their skill. The skill set has to be enhanced, and that has to be done at every stage, starting from the laborer to the supervisor to the persons who are inspecting. All groups of people at different stages, we should have mechanism to create, to train those people, so that the quality, what we expect from them has to be told. Unless we tell them, look, we want this output from you, they won't be knowing. So at the end, as a quality inspector, if I go and check and say, look, you have not achieved this quality, he said that I didn't know that I will have to achieve this. Did I try to train him and tell him that, look, I want this output from you? And unless we do that, I think we'll not be doing our job properly. So as engineer, I think it's our responsibility that we try to train the people depending on their required skill, try to impress upon that what is required and what is not required. If we can do that, and I think this Institute of Engineers is a forum where I think we can do this and train people at different level, tell them that this is what is needed. Next, I talk about the material. In fact, in each of these areas, we can keep on talking hours together, and there are several issues that are required to be taken up. And I think that this is the forum where I can tell that, yes, these are to be taken up. When we talk about the material, a large number of materials are being used in the construction sector today. Now, in fact, in the beginning, Mr. Santosh Kumar said that today concrete is not made up of only 4 ingredients, but there are 10 ingredients. Good that we are producing concrete with the 10 ingredients. But then who tells about the quality of each ingredient? How do they affect? And the persons who are engaged in preparing these, are they aware of this? Because, many times I've seen people saying that, if you use fly ash in the concrete, you replace cement by 70%, use fly ash, you will get a good concrete. Now, this is a very injurious statement. The question is that if you try to replace cement with the fly ash, you need to specify that what is the kind of specifications for the fly ash that you need, what is the fineness you need, what are the properties that you should have. If you do not specify these technical aspects by saying that this much of percentage of cement can be replaced by fly ash and you will get a concrete, it will be misleading. So how do we educate people about the technologies that are coming up, the evolving aspects, to people who matter, who are producing this, who are producing these structures, who are constructing it? Each one of them should be aware of. Then only we'll be able to be, successful in achieving the quality. And that's where we need to put our focus on. Also, when we are talking about material, it's important, as I said, that for sustainability, one important thing is that, we try to come up with alternative material for the natural resources which we are depleting. So people are working on, we are working on the recycled aggregate, we are working on the alternative to the fine aggregates, we are working on to the alternative of cement. we are talking about geopolymer concrete. So we are bringing in several materials, in practice, which can be implemented. But then the question comes that when it is being used into the practice, who is going to check the quality of that? If we may say that, well, we can produce concrete today by replacing natural coarse aggregates with 100% recycled aggregates. Good, that's done. But the question is, there are certain aspects which are required to be checked before you use recycled aggregates into the concrete. Now, how will you know that what are the things to be checked? The persons who are engaged in producing this, are they knowledgeable enough to know that what are the characteristics of these coarse aggregates are to be looked into, so that it can be replaced in an appropriate manner and the concrete can be produced. So we are trying to bring in many things, but possibly we are trying to forget on one side where you need to put our attention to. So is with the equipment. Many things we try to do manually, even though a large number of systems are available. You can go for mechanization, but still we are averse to the mechanization on many counts. I think we need to look into that so that we can produce quality product using appropriate equipment which are necessary, which can be implemented. We talk about the workmanship, and workmanship, I believe, is most important thing that has to be inculcated in, because unless people have the awareness of the workmanship, unless they put their full attention to the system, you cannot produce a system which will have a quality output. So workmanship of the people can only be enhanced if we can try to impart training time to time to them, to make them aware that what is good workmanship and what is bad workmanship. What do we mean by the bad quality of work, or what is the good quality of work? Unless we try to make a distinction, likewise, when we try to say that this material is good, good is a qualitative term. So we need to connect it to the quantitative terms. We say good quality of this particular material will be if these parameters, the specification as it is specified in the Indian standard, has to have minimum these percentages. So if those are adhered to, then we can say this particular material is of good quality. It passes the standard. So likewise, for each and every aspect, we'll have to set a standard. We'll have to say, look, if your skill set is this much percentage, then only it is acceptable. Less than that, it is not acceptable to me. And unless we can ensure this, I do not think we can get quality product. So I will just show you some example of how the poor workmanship can lead to a system which is not acceptable to us. See, any of these structures that you see today, I'm sure that it will not be acceptable to us. See, you see the kind of concreting that has been done, where there is honeycombing. There are materials which have gone inside from the construction. You see how a beam column junction is created, where there is a huge offset of the beam, which was not desirable. So is the situation in this particular place, where beam is getting connected to the column, and you see the kind of deviations that you have. And you see, worst part in this is that the reinforcements are visible. That means there is no cover to the reinforcement as it is needed. Now, the question is, certainly these are not the kind of workmanship which is acceptable to us. Now, question is that the persons who have created it, were they aware of that what is the meaning of this for not achieving this? How this should be avoided? How care should be taken so that this kind of things do not come out as outcome of the process? See, unless these are done, our job will not be complete. And I think Mr. Santosh Kumar was saying that alongside these you carry on with the retrofitting. I think I said that's a disgrace for us, that if at a new construction because of the faulty things, if we have to say, do retrofitting in this way and then move on with this, I think that's not acceptable. So the quality if you have to achieve the quality, you should be conscious about the quality, you should be conscious about the workmanship, and we cannot accept something which is below par. And that part has to be defined, has to be told, and people are to be trained for that. Of course, people have spoken about, so it will be little repetition, that rational use of available resources and reduction in material costs. Certainly, that will lead you to the economical aspects. And that's where, if we can control the quality, we can achieve this. Absence of quality control may lead to over design to minimize risk. Many a times, the designer tend to carry out the design, do the over design. They are not worried about the material consumptions that are needed. They want to play safe. But that's also is a poor quality design. That's not acceptable. In fact, there are other extreme also which I have seen, that designer designs a structure which is not designed appropriately. It lacks the design specification, and despite the fact the construction was done properly, when it was loaded, we find that the structure has shown the sign of distresses. So both under design and over design are not acceptable. So the designers are to be told, look, this is what we expect. And the quality of the design also has to be checked. Unless the quality of the design is checked, unless the designers are told that, look, what we are expecting from you, I think we'll be not fulfilling our requirement. We need to check at each and every stage so that the delay of the whole system can be reduced. Many times we say that the project is taking abnormally high time. But if you go and talk to the contractor, the construction people, they will say, well, we got time only this much to complete this entire set of construction process. Possibly in the initial phases, in planning, in design, we have taken enormous time, and for construction we have very little time, and that should not be the case. If we have spent time in the planning and design, we should be given due time for the construction, and the contractors should not be pressurized unduly to complete certain things in a hurry and thereby not achieving the quality. So I think at every stage, you will have to be careful, give their due time, execute in an appropriate manner, and come up with a quality construction. And if we can achieve the quality in the long run, the maintenance cost of the structure comes down substantially. But most of the time, we are quite oblivious about the maintenance aspect. We do not pay much attention to the maintenance. We do not talk about the preventive maintenance at all. Till the time structure keeps on functioning, we keep on loading the system. Till the time it says that I cannot carry the load any further, it collapses, then only we go and pay our attention to. Our maintenance culture should not be that. Our maintenance should be such that time to time we must look into this. We should have appropriate maintenance system. We should create the maintenance system properly so that it can lead to a durable structure. Now, just like to show you one photograph over here. As you can see, a steel base, you see how it is corroded. Now, the question is, why it has reached to this state at all? The point is that means that people did not look into this structure for a long period of time. They even did not bother, even possibly a small sign of corrosion that had happened. Now, that shows that this kind of maintenance is not acceptable. Now, we try to talk about the technology. I'm happy that Dr. Pateria spoke about that different kinds of technologies they are trying to adopt, that they have set the mobile app, they are trying to gather the data and collect the data. Yes, we need to do monitoring. In fact, these days, our inspectors who are supposed to look into the construction process, they don't go to the site and look into each and every aspect. Now, if that's the situation, can we create or take help of the technology so that we can start developing the monitoring system? We can introduce gadgets when the concreting will be mixed, so that from that we get the data and start analyzing and saying that, yes, this concrete produced is of good quality or not, or acceptable quality or not. So we try to bring in the technology into it at each and every stage so that we can monitor the system. And particularly in the maintenance arena, I think we need to fall back on the different kinds of gadgets that are available on the monitoring system, get continuous data and try to analyze it to know that whether the structural system is going wrong at any point of time or not. We talk about structural health monitoring to a large extent these days. We need to fall back on the monitoring system, apply appropriate sensors, the gadgets, collect the data. Being in your office, you try to see that whether the structure is performing okay or not. And then in case there is some distress of some form, please attend immediately so that the maintenance issues can be reduced and it does not reach to this kind of state in the long run. So I believe that, if we can do these kind of actions, if we take actions in each of these cases, then we can ensure that we can get a quality product. So, I thought that I will bring it to you. I'm sure that many a times we keep discussing many things, but in implementation, things do not happen in an appropriate manner. Unless we can implement them in practice, all our discussions will be futile. So with this, I just try to give a conclusion saying that, well, if you have an appropriate choice of material, appropriate to a particular job, with suitable control on the quality at each stage, can produce a structural system which is strong and durable. And that's what is our objective, and that's what is our goal. I thank you for your attention and giving me this opportunity to bring my views to you. And I hope that we'll be able to make our future construction more durable so that we can reduce usage of material to a large extent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for a nice presentation, giving the total quality management and also giving emphasis on the different factors affecting the quality and the suggestive actions that are required for this particular sector. So we'll have some questions, I think, at the end of all presentations. And now we have the last presentation by Engineer Ranjit Kumar Majumdar, who is former Director of Urban Development Department, Tripura, and also he was the Joint Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of PMJSY projects in the government of Tripura, who had a very big experience in handling all these prestigious projects in the state of Tripura. So we have his presentation, but I will be taking some time actually to set our system for his presentation at this venue. So please bear with us for a few minutes. Can I connect with headquarters, Ms. Aparna Datta?
Yes, sir. Please tell me.
Okay. So no, just to check this as the screen that we have shared for the presentation of Engineer R.K. Majumdar, is it visible from your side?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. Okay. So I'll be requesting actually Engineer R.K. Majumdar to just give his presentation from our side.
Good evening to all. Respected all distinguished guests and participants, both online and offline. This presentation will be on quality control in road construction. Though already Professor I.K. Pataria has given a presentation on the quality control system in the road network, particularly in the PMGSI sector, and other two presentations has already been completed. Now I will be talking a bit on the quality issues and concerns regarding the road construction only. My context of presentation is this: about the quality. Already Professor Bhattacharya has given details about the quality. However, I will try to focus something. Road connectivity, quality issues, construction materials and technologies, defects due to improper quality of works, and challenges faced by engineers that side. These are my contents of the presentation. Now, about the quality, when these quality issues come into existence, maybe in the year 1980, from 70 to 80, that was in India, the engineers were discussing about this. Before then, in the foreign countries, that was established. The quality has been exercised mostly in the USA and Japan. Here I have given some of the remarkable, notable things given by the quality gurus from the Japan and the USA. First one is from the Deming. He is an American professor, engineer. Predictable degree of the uniformity, dependability at low cost, but suited to the market. That is his definition for the quality. And again, another American Romanian engineer, Joran, his this definition is quality means fitness for the use. And Crosby, he is also from the Virginia. It will be conformance to the requirements. But to this Japanese, this Taguchi and Isuoka, they were discussing about the loss function due to the quality. So this is the main broad object of the quality and why we are running behind the quality. But the quality is mainly based on the ISO, International Organization of the Standardization, and their one-line definition is the totality of the characteristics of an entity that bears on its ability to satisfy stated and implied needs. Stated means the specification which will have to be followed at the time of the execution, and implied, some of the things will automatically come. That is the implied things. Now, products, services, and works, these are correlative terms for the quality. Products, while we will say the product, it will be a final product, final thing, what we will get after the completion, and we will judge the quality. But service, this term is applicable along with the maintenance period. So we will say that service and product plays a major role during the construction, and service dimensions play a major role during the maintenance. So these are the important this ISO for this quality, ISO 9000, ISO 9001, and this ISO 11617 for the standards for buildings and civil engineering works. Finally, which is very important, is the certification for the social accountability. Unless there is accountability, I believe the quality cannot be maintained. So these are the most important for the quality aspect. Now, quality, yes, this has already been discussed. Inspections, quality control, quality assurance, and for the total quality monitoring, and management system, this client, department, contractor, plus the process, that is what the quality assurance we will follow at the time of the execution, and finally the product. That is the total quality management. So for the total quality management, I have already mentioned, and Professor Bhattacharya has also nicely mentioned this, and Professor Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Okay.
Kindly share your screen.
I'm going to confirm. Is it visible? Slide.
Yes, it is visible. But your slides are not visible, sir. Only video we can see, but slides are not visible.
Okay. Just
Sir, what I understand that there is severe network delay at your end. So you can switch off your video, share your screen and continue, sir, if possible.
okay, just let me try. Can you confirm, madam?
Sir, your video is still on. Kindly say something, sir, so that we can check the audio. Sir, we cannot hear you, sir. Please say something.
Yes, but can you see the slide actually?
Yes, screen is visible.
Screen is visible. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And we have switched off the video actually.
Yes, sir. Please switch off your video because there is network delay. So if you switch off your video, then we can move ahead.
Okay. Okay. We are proceeding. Sure. Thank you.
Sir, please continue.
So let me speak on construction materials and promoting use of innovative materials and technologies in road sector. Soil as a construction materials for roads. Now, whether soils are considered as a locally available construction materials, while this 12% to 25% of the value of the roadworks are involved with the items related to soil, and 35% to 46% of the cost of the roadworks are involved with the items related to pavement works due to the use of the brick materials. I am mentioning especially brick materials because in road construction, particularly in Tripura, we use the brick metals as a material for the wiring codes in the road construction. That's why the cost involvement is about 35% to 46%. And this is a simple section for the both in cut and fill of the embankment. I am not discussing this. Now, functions and significance.
Just one interruption. Just one interruption. I think your slide and your speech is not commensurate. Can you match that? I think which slide you are talking about?
Functions and significance of subgrid properties.
No, but this shows the evolution of road network in India. What is the slide number that you are referring to?
Now, functions and significance of the subgrid properties. Is it confirmed?
Yes, 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 it is.
Now, basement of soil root bed and important of the structural pavement type and should not deplete excessively due to the dynamic loading and maybe infill or embankment and compacted or natural subgrade. Now, subgrade soil may be granular or coarse grain, fine grain, and properties associated with the subgrade soil are volume change with water. This should not be load sustaining power, compression under static load, workability during the wet period, and easiness of the drainage and compatibility. These are some of the properties which are associated with the subgrade soil. This grain size distribution is very important for this subgrade consideration, and these are the tests generally conducted at the time of the execution of the work. This group index is very important for selection of the subgrade soil, and I have shown that when the group index is 0, then I can say that it is an excellent. When it is 1, it is good, and when it is 2 to 4, then it is fair. Below this, we should not use the thing. And these are the Indian standard classification for the subgrade. Now, dry density, according to MORTA specification, it should be 98% dry density and at least 97% by standard cover density as per the IS 2720 part 7. Subgrade soil strength is very important. It depends upon the soil type, moisture content, dry density, internal structure of the soil, type and mode of the stress application. Now, these are the tests generally conducted for the subgrade: grain size distribution, proper compaction, California bearing ratio, differential pre-swelling index, and liquid limit. These are very important parameters. And moisture content, it depends upon the water table, precipitation, soil permeability, drainage conditions, extent to which pavement is waterproof. So stability of the soil is a very important parameter for the subgrade, and it depends upon the stress deformation and characteristics of the soil. So for the evaluation of the strength of the subgrade soil, this shear test, direct shear test, bearing test and penetration test are generally done. This simple one slide as per the specification is very important. For the quality of this soil, embankment not subjected to flooding, this density requirement is 14.4 kilonewton per meter square. Embankment subjected to flooding, it should be 15.2 kilonewton per meter cube. When unsuitable soils for embankment are when there is presence of Y, waste or PT and soils having liquid limit exceeding 70 and plasticity index exceeding 45 are unsuitable soil, and expensive soil with free swelling index exceeding 50% is also unsuitable soil for road construction. Mechanism for the soil improvement technique, we all know it, mechanical stabilization by replacing this clay with sand or sand with clay, and cement stabilization by adding 2 to 3%, we can get improvement in the severe quality. And generally we select it when the soil of the plasticity modulus is in the limit of 425 or less than 250, and uniformity coefficient is greater than 5, we select it. Other this technique we follow is the stabilization by using geotextile or the other kind of the geotextile. Materials for the subbase at the base course. These are the tests generally required for the aggregate impact test, flakiness and elongation test, angularity index test, loss angle reflection test, and water absorption test, specific gravity test, and sound net test. So, three kinds of this gradation we find: uniformity graded, and well graded, and this poor graded. So these are the three categories of the aggregate gradation. Now, brick aggregate as a locally available material for subbase, which we use in, it is exceptional in the country. Generally, only we follow this.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Your slides are not moving.
Whether it has been changed?
It is on 17.
Now whether it has been changed?
Please put it in the presentation mode, sir.
Hello. Madam, can you just get me? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So with the problems that we are facing, particularly with the connectivity issues, and also we are running over time, we have already exceeded the scheduled time. So we have decided in principle actually to stop the presentation from our side right now and to allow the other speaker to attend some queries for the allotment of the question hours. So I think that would give justice to the other the speakers who have presented their speech. So I'll be requesting the participants who are still online, and just I'll be checking on screen actually in case any other participants have sent their queries or the questions for the answers. So if not, the registered participants can raise their hands or can send their questions or queries in case they have any doubt on the presentations or to get more clarification from the point or on the topic that they have presented.
Will you please stop sharing?
We can see two raised hands from the participants. So I am allowing them to talk, to take the questions. Mr. Molar Kumar Dev, kindly unmute and please tell your question. What is it?
Yes, good evening. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Good evening to all of you, especially Professor S.K. Bhattacharya, sir. I'm very happy to hear you because I received my doctorate in 2019 from your hand and with your blessings. And Professor Pataria also. I have very specific proposal. If this August seminars can consider. So I am actually worried about, this concrete strength, the way that we measure by the destructive testing. Huge waste we make every day during the construction, as well as there are differences in the real field compressive strength as well as the compressive strength which we use in the laboratory. So we are having IS code. So who are in the real field, who are doing the managements in quality control in the PWD, as junior engineer, assistant engineer, executive engineer, they are guided by IS code. So on going through the latest technologies, I have found there are two products that has come from the artificial intelligence, which can measure real field concrete strength with respect to the temperature variations, and widely getting used from 2020 mid onwards. More than 6,000 heavy projects in all over the world in 50 countries. One is from Denmark and another is from Canada. These are two products that are in market now. So because we are limited by the IS code and those things in the real field, quality control in the field, and we are going through huge infrastructure development throughout the country. So I do not know whether these two products from these two countries which are getting popular now, whether it has been used. If it is not used so far, if we want to use it, if the chief engineers of the states want to use it, then whether is there any obligation from the IS matters, or whether there means any notifications can be issued so that means with respect to the attending the sustainability, we can use to the extent to the early possible in the projects in upcoming times. So that is a thing that I need to be considered. Another thing is for the Gram Sarak Yojana. There are several sustainable solutions available with our research and all happening throughout the country. And in Tripura, there are two Geotextile road were constructed. So I was very much anticipating.
Actually, please listen.
Kindly be
yes. So you be specific on the questions, the queries against the speakers.
Yeah,
I will sincerely request you.
Yeah, I'm very specific on that more geotextile road can we do here, and can we use bamboo mesh reinforcement as well as bamboo GSL to improve the means pavement strength in upcoming times. Thank you very much, sir.
So IQ Patiria sir, I can request you in case you can answer this question. So the second, the query that made by Dr. Malay Kumar Dev regarding the use of geotextile on roads. And in case since you are looking after the PMJSY roads, whether are there any scope for use of this geotextile?
Yes, the he has raised a very valid issue, particularly on the use of jute geotextile. We, with the support of the Indian Roads Congress, have already brought out detailed guidelines for the use of jute geotextiles in construction of rural roads. Rather, the another guideline has also been finalized, and it is under print. That is on the use of coir geotextiles. So both of the natural geotextiles being produced in large quantities in India and our neighboring countries, we have already taken care of after a lot of pilot projects in various parts of the country, as the questioner was also indicating that one or two roads have been constructed in Tripura. So we got similar feedback from a large number of people who have used it. Based on that, the IRC H5 committee took up this matter. Jute guidelines, I think, were released somewhere in 2019 or 2020. And this coir geotextile guidelines, we have finalized. Council has already approved. It is under print, and maybe in the upcoming Meghalaya midterm session, it can be released. So there is absolutely no bar on the use of jute and coir in construction of rural roads, not very much limited to PMGSY works. In PMGSY, we are trying to promote the use of various new materials through a well-structured system of preparation of the projects, quality assurance, and monitoring of these performance of new materials. At the same time, once the IRC guidelines are there, there is no bar. Any of the road construction agency can definitely make use of these materials. As far as the first suggestion from this speaker is concerned, he suggested a very good option. I'm not very sure whether we are really using it in the country as of now, but I would request him to share the details of these two products, and we will be very happy to have a dialogue with these two agencies or whosoever have developed it. In fact, we will need to analyze them based on our traditional construction system or traditional testing system rather for concrete. Once we are sure that we are getting very good results, then there is absolutely no difficulty in taking it up with the Indian Roads Congress or taking it up with Bureau of Indian Standards. So a good suggestion. I would request him to share his views, or if he has any contacts of these two agencies, on my mail, ik.pateria@nic.in. It is available on PMGSY website. Thank you. Or I will type as a answer to any one of the questions over here so that he can make use of it.
Thank you so much, sir.
And one more thing I want to add to this first question regarding the strength development in concrete.
Yeah.
So the main part is the testing of the cubes and the cylinders is only to understand the strength of the structure, but entire performance of the concrete is not addressed. So that ASTM standards have been published. So they work on the principle of maturity, which is a non-destructive approach to test the concrete. It will allow only to estimate the early strength and also the compressive strength inside the concrete. But as such, I can say that our Indian standards are still silent on the maturity concept of concrete and the development of strength related to maturity. We today's date also, we test the concrete strength only by taking out the concrete cores from the structural members. But there is no other alternative. Rebound hammer test is just to analyze the surface strength of the concrete, or I can say the cover strength of the concrete. So till date, IS standard prefers only core cutting as the ultimate analysis of the strength in the concrete. So maturity method, yes, Bureau of Indian Standard has some committees related to concrete. They have to work on it. They have to do some research related to the field development of the strength in concrete. Then they can publish a standard. Then we can use it, sir. But As you said, other countries are already implementing this, but the temperature there and here, it is completely different. So we cannot rely on ASTM standards. As such, we are working in our Indian conditions.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And one more questionnaire, sir, I have found it from Wesley. Have any standard guidelines have been developed to measure sustainability index of road project? And one,
I just now read this question in the chat box, but as of now, it is not. There are many research papers you can find online. People are still working on it, but yes, in our country till now, no standard guidelines on the complete sustainability concept are available. So because a couple of research papers have come out who have taken care of the durability, then the social and environmental concepts in working out this sustainability index. I hope we need to work a little more based on these research outcomes, and any one of the committee can take up this task of development of these guidelines.
Thank you, sir. There is a query, I think it's for Professor S.K. Bhattacharya, and it is from Mr. Wesley Pereira. He has marked for anyone, but I'm just reading his query. Have any standard guidelines been developed to measure the sustainability index of road projects from environmental, social, and economic considerations?
Well, the sustainability index is available, but with reference to specifically for road projects, whether they are being employed or not, I'm not aware of. But yes, considering these factors, the sustainability index for different systems are estimated. That's available.
Okay, thank you, sir. Just let me go to the other queries. And many of these participants have requested to share your presentations. I think in case you, if you don't have any limitation on that, if you can send your PPTs even in the PPT mode or even in PDF format to our headquarters, the headquarters can share the same presentations with the participants.
Sure, we'll do that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Should have been told. So I don't find any other queries in the system. This one. Yes.
One more question was raised related to a course on quality control. But as of now, there are no specific course for quality control. I wish, IE and Engineering Staff College of India can come up with a course related to quality control. That
No.
Mr.
Santosh Kumar, actually on quality, there are courses. I mean, I don't know whether you can call it as specifically quality control, but on general quality aspects, quality management courses are available. In fact, at IIT Kharagpur, there is a center called Quality and Reliability Center. In fact, there are master's program available on quality as well.
Okay.
So any questions from our participants in the hall? If not, then we can go to the next. Yes, we have from Engineer Abhijit Bhattacharya. One query.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all the expert speakers. Actually, this is a general question to all the eminent speakers who are present here virtually. My question is regarding everyone has mentioned about the high-grade concrete, preparation of high-grade concrete. Now, the thing is that the sand is available in our state is very poor quality. It's of a grade 4 zone, actually, grade 4. So this is actually, as per IS 383, that passing through ISO means 150 micron ISC. So with this poor quality sand, which is available in our state, it is very difficult to achieve a high-grade concrete. So what is the definite suggestion or any alternative you can suggest that we can get at least M30 or M35 concrete? sir?
Actually, sir, if the sand, zone 4 sand is not supposed to be used in RCC constructions.
But we
If
have
at
no
all,
other options. We have no other
yeah,
options.
no, yeah. In those cases, what you have to do is you can crush the coarse aggregate and you can use crushed sand. You can blend crushed sand and the sand which is available to you in different proportionate. I can say 50-50 or 60-40 proportionate, and you can see to that it matches the requirements of IS 383 gradations, either for zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3. And based on that, you can go ahead. M30 is a nominal strength which can be obtained when you blend with crushed stone sand or manufactured sand. You need to blend it with your available sand so that you can definitely achieve the required strength.
Right. So any other alternative, because it relates to your cost issue also. Because yeah. So any other alternative approach is there? Modify the grade of the concrete or improve the grade of the concrete.
Because sand is a main raw material. We cannot substitute that with any other material. It should be similar. Either I can say it should be a crushed sand or it can be a river sand.
Okay, thank you.
Also, different alternative materials are being explored, like using fly ash and other things, where to a certain extent fine aggregates have been replaced. But as Mr. Santosh Kumar said, that yes, you may have to mix in different proportions with other ingredients, other kinds of fine aggregates, so that you can achieve the desired property. Without getting that, it will not be appropriate to produce concrete, which will give you higher strength.
Sir, can I add to this with your permission, Dr. Bhattacharya?
Yes. Yeah, please. Sure.
I hope this question is very specific to Tripura, where we do not even have the stone aggregates. So crushing the stone aggregates is further going to add to the cost. We are handling this issue by allowing the brick aggregates to be used in all layers of road except the bituminous layer. And this is really a very difficult scenario that we do not have stone aggregates. They have to transport from adjoining states and the cost is huge. You rightly suggested that the fly ash, or we can say the pond ash, which is a relatively coarser material, that can be used as part replacement of sand. As Mr. Santosh also suggested, that coarser material can be added. But again, the problem for Tripura is that they do not have, as far as my knowledge is concerned, they do not have any thermal power plants as such. So there is no possibility of using the pond ash as well. But now a couple of plants are coming up in the nearby area. So transportation of the stone material or pond ash, because pond ash is available almost free. There is no base cost of pond ash. So with that kind of the things, probably in the days to come, some solution will come out. But as of now, I don't think crushing the stones, bringing it from long distances and then crushing, because ultimately everything adds to the cost. Now, as of now, the cost of even WBM construction, GSB construction in road sector in Tripura is huge, and they are struggling with it. So now we have suggested, and we are taking up this task with many such states where the cost of transportation of aggregates or sand or natural materials is huge. We are asking, or we are rather enforcing upon them to make use of stabilized pavements, so that rather in place of using granular sub-base course and base course, they can make use of the locally available soil, stabilize it with cement and commercially available stabilizers. A couple of projects have been already executed. I think 1 or 2 projects in Tripura as well in the past. And now we are almost compelling everyone where the costs are higher to make use of the stabilized pavements, because now very good quality equipments are also available in the country. Of course, as of now, these are imported machines, but they are now available in substantial numbers. So this is, I just wanted to emphasize that for states like Tripura, it is really one good part of it is the brick aggregates or the bricks being manufactured in the state of Tripura are of excellent quality. The aggregates manufactured from the bricks are also almost satisfying all the requirements as of the stone aggregates for use in WVM. And that is how they are pulling ahead with construction of roads using these stone aggregates. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I think there is no other questions or any queries left. So it is already, I think, 3.5 hours more. Actually, we started at 3:30. It is going to 7. So now it is my time actually to sum up the discussion. I will not take that much of time. Just for the recommendation and the other parts, or at the end of the program, it's a customary actually obligation on the part of the moderator or the chairman to brief the entire session. So if you start with the presentation of CH Santosh Kumar, who has given a brief outline on the self-compacting concrete with the different types of the concrete and different, that has been also discussed in the question hour session, and also with specific reference to the M42 grade of mixed design. So I think this is a new era that what the civil engineering constructions can lead. And though we may have to go for some more research or even some pilot studies, even before incorporating all these things in the IS codes, in the BIS codes. So Dr. I.K. Patidia has given a nice presentation giving the entire quality control management of the PMJSOI works with specific reference to the 3-tier monitoring system of the PIU level, at the SQM level, even at the NQM level being followed for the all PMJSOI projects, even in the different packages. And the initiatives that taken by the NRDA since very beginning regarding the planning, standards, specifications, and also incorporation of the defect liability period, which has been clubbed with the road maintenance and giving entire benefit to the department or finally to the public actually for all this incorporation in the quality or the total quality management. And it's a fact that PMJSOI has come out with a very exhaustive guidelines on the total quality management by publication of their reference manuals in the other, which has not only been limited only to the PMJSOI roads, but even to the extended even to the rural areas of the countries. And he has also given emphasis on the complaints handling, particularly for the PMJSOI works, with some reference to the online management system and the others. And Professor S.K. Bhattacharya has given very good impact on the sustainability, where he has very pinpointed on the 3 different aspects of the social, environmental, and economic, and who has also given that impact to make it is a more emphasis to be variable, equitable, and viable. And it's assured that for any things that to make it is a sustainable, then definitely we have to make ensure that all these parameters are fulfilled. And also he has given that some effects which there's some factors which affects the quality right from the personnel, material, equipment, and workmanship. And he has given more thrust or emphasis on the certification codes for the training of the engineers, not only the engineers. He has given very true facts of these today's circumstances, not only of our state, but of the entire country, where the laborers who are engaged for the different type of works, where it is very much required for their skill upgradation or their skill development. So until and unless we can do that, so the right, if it is only covered in our manual or even our contract system or even in any, that it will remain in the book shape. But so far, until and unless we train them and we issue the certificate, and we maintain a system or institutional system in the contract system, regarding the engagement of the laborers or the quality of contractors or the agencies, different type of the works, then only we can maintain such type of qualities, I think, for each and every projects. Engineer R.K. Majumdar, though he has limited his presentation due to this connectivity issues, but he started with the quality index for different grade of materials, particularly for road sector, with his rich experience in the road sector, not only in the roads, but he has experience even in construction of the buildings in the state for his entire service period. He has also given some methods for soil improvement techniques that is being followed, and also given emphasis actually to follow all this for the improvement of the subgrade, subbase, and the other, and the total quality management to make an effective road. So with this, I think I can end my part actually from this side. And though this separate slot is given to our Dr. Shubhadip Bhattacharya, Honorary Secretary, for conveying the vote of thanks. But I, as a moderator of the entire program, that convey the special thanks, particularly to the speakers, mainly the speakers who have presented their papers on this quality control in the civil engineering construction. And I'm sure that the participants who have attended this will be definitely enriched, and that will give the benefit in the near future. So now I request Dr. Shubhadip Bhattacharya, Honorary Secretary of Tripura State Center of the institution, to kindly place the vote of thanks here.
Good evening to all. I, on behalf of the Institution of Engineers India, Tripura State Center, sincerely express thanks to Engineer Narendra Singh, immediate past president of the Institution of Engineers India, Engineer M. Nagraj, Chairman, Civil Engineering Division Board, the Institution of Engineers India, Dr. G. Ranganath, Chairman, Committee for the Advancement of Technology and Engineering, the Institution of Engineers India, who have graced this one-day seminar on quality control in civil engineering constructions with their kind presence. We also express gratefulness to Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala, and Tripura Institute of Technology, Agartala, for their immense support towards organizing this one-day seminar in association with the Institution of Engineers India, Tripura State Center. We also sincerely acknowledge the guidance and support received from Civil Engineering Division Board of the Institution of Engineers India for this seminar. We have been privileged, and the inaugural program has been glorified due to presence of Dr. Shima Ghosh, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Agartala, as special guest, Professor Sriman Kumar Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor, Shiv Nadar University, Chennai, and Professor and former Head, Department of Civil Engineering, IIT Kharagpur, Dr. Ingresh Kumar Pataria, Director Projects and Chief Quality Coordinator, National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency, Santosh Kumar, MD, Managing Director, SK Sharma Engineering Consultant Private Limited, Engineer Ranjit Kumar Mujumdar, retired IS, former Director, Urban Development Department, Tripura, and also Joint Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, Prime Minister Gramin Sadak Yojana, Tripura, Engineer Chinmoy Devnath, Chairman, the Institution of Engineers India, Tripura State Center, and also Chairman, Organizing Committee of this seminar program, Dr. Rajiv Shaha, Co-Chairman, Civil Engineering Division of the Institution of Engineers India, Tripura State Center, Engineer Shushanto Datta, former Deputy Secretary, PWD, Government of Tripura, Engineer Pankaj Sutradhar, Organizing Secretary of the seminar, and other eminent personalities present either physically or virtually in this one-day seminar on quality control in civil engineering construction. Besides, we are also indebted to all dignitaries, senior engineers, council members of the Institution of Engineers India, officials of the Institution of Engineers India headquarters, past chairman and past honorary secretaries of the Institution of Engineers India Tripura State Center, corporate members of the Institution of Engineers India, corporate members of the Institution of Engineers India, participants from various government departments, academic institutions, and stakeholders, and each and every members of the organizing committee and the office staff of the Institution of Engineers India Tripura State Center, whose active involvement and contributions have made it possible to organize this seminar. We also express special thanks to Srimati Aparna Datto, the technical staff, Assistant Director, the Institution of Engineers India Headquarters, for her immense support towards organizing this program in a befitting manner. I also convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Shuman Dev, Convener, Computer Science and Engineering and Electronics and Communication Engineering Division of the Institution of Engineers India Tripura State Center, and Assistant Professor NIT Agartala, who has made necessary arrangement for live streaming of this program from our center. Last but not the least, we are grateful to moderator and resource persons of this seminar, whose expert opinions, presentations, and deliberations on the theme have made this program a purposeful one. Further, we beg to be excused for any unintended inconvenience caused during the program. Thank you all once again. Have a nice day. Stay safe and healthy, and request you to all join tomorrow's discussion on activities and future planning of Institution of Engineers India Tripura State Center, and wish you all a very happy Bengali New Year. Jai Hind.
Thanks to Dr. Shubhadip Bhattacharya. I shall be failing in my duties if I don't convey the sincere thanks to Engineer Abhijit Bhattacharya, who has been with me as a coordinator of this program since beginning, and even he has placed his good support for the last few days to make this today's program successful. So conveying thanks to all with sincere support for the sincere support extended to us to make this first day's program on the occasion of 32nd Foundation Day of the Institution of Engineers India. So thank you all. Over to IIE headquarters.